In today's video, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about things that I have my eyes on currently right now, things that I want to trade some of my cards towards. You know, everyone talks about modern cards and the population reports on them. I've currently had my eyes on, some older promo cards, different things like that I think I might trade some of my more modern cards towards. For example, I have an Umbreon VMAX PSA 10 from Evolving Skies. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these cards and why I plan on buying them. Alright, so we have pulled up here the sold listing prices for some of the Poncho Pikachu cards. And yeah, I know, the Poncho Pikachu cards have gone up in price, alright? So before you go down in the comments and say, you should have traded 5 months ago. Like, yeah, I know. I mean, I guess if you look at it the same way, though, the Umbreon VMAX is up. Not that I'm going to for sure be doing this, but I'm kind of going to give my thoughts on why I kind of want to trade some of my modern stuff off into maybe getting a Poncho, or maybe even, like, this Poncho wearing Pikachu P-Mega campaign PSA 10. I think something like that would be pretty cool. Maybe I trade my Umbreon and a couple other things and get something like that. There's also some other cards I really like, and I know for sure these have gone up. These Poncho promos right here, because Apossumut has actually posted about these, saying, I told you guys to get these. I knew these were going to go up. I've had my eyes on them for a while. I've seen them for a while. I just never thought about really getting them. I don't know if now's the time necessarily to do it just because of how hot the market is. But I don't know. I just keep having this thought in my head, modern cards are really cool. Obviously, they have a lot of hype around them. But I think it might be time to offload some of my modern into some older slabs and things like that have those lower pops that are more rare and people have a big desire to obtain. For example, the card I think I really want to get is right here. So one of the two Rayquaza cards, and as you can see, that one's, 4,300 sold. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Obviously, I'd have to trade more. Obviously, I want the shiny Rayquaza more, and you might be saying, why do you want Rayquaza? Rayquaza is one of my favorite Pokemon, so that's part of the reason that I do want to get one of these slabs. I'm pretty sure a little bit ago these were selling for like 3, maybe a little bit over 3K when I looked at one point, and yeah, they're $5,400 practically now. But, maybe say I even don't get, a Poncho of that price. Maybe I obtain some of these other, like this right here, 2017 Pokemon SM promo, Poncho wearing Pikachu, PSA 10. I believe that's the Vulpix, correct? But yeah, I just keep having this thought at the back of my mind, like, how long is this modern craze going to go on for? Because you kind of see this craze with modern, and sometimes the vintage is not respected as much, at least in my opinion. This is all my opinion, so if you disagree, go ahead and drop a comment, and we can have a discussion about it. But you kind of saw during COVID, the COVID boom was a pretty large vintage boom because, everyone was hyped about opening the old packs. And not that modern wasn't respected, but I feel like it was more towards vintage because the whole, jungle box, fossil box. And now you say that and people are like, oh yeah, like that's cool, but like it's not as hyped as it was, the modern stuff, the jungle, the fossil, the base. It's still expensive, but I wouldn't say it's as hyped. People are more now about, prismatic evolutions. What's more hyped right now? Prismatic evolutions or fossil? What you know what I mean? Like, you can obviously see where the hype's at. Obviously everything's going up in value though, pretty much for the most part. So you might say, like, now's just really not a good time. Like, why are you buying ponchos? Even things like this, these Poncho Sableye business cards, like things like that. I want to start obtaining more rare things like this. I don't want to have a pop 15,000 card that's just expensive because people want it. You might say, well, these aren't rare either. Less rare is the key phrase there. I just feel like over time, Poncho Pikachus, what are they, pop 15 to 1800? I don't know. I didn't check all of them. I checked some of them, but that's roughly what they are around. Think, you have your Umbreon, what, pop 15,000? Is it maybe even more now? Like, okay, if I could trade this towards a card that's way more rare, people desire way more. When you hear the Poncho Pikachu, you think like that's a grail card, like that's a big card that someone wants. And I'm talking about specifically ponchos, but it doesn't even have to be ponchos. Like if I could afford some kind of like trophy card or something like that, not even a trophy so to say, but like one of those more rare promo cards. You know, you've seen them. There's vintage ones. There's some newer ones. You know, I'm not super familiar with like trophy cards and those kinds of promo cards. Like I see them every once in a while. I believe, what is one of them? The Lucky Stadium. Is that one of the vintage ones? Like you see people talk about that card. You know, I wouldn't mind to start acquiring more unique and rare things rather than just all of the modern cards. You know, like how many years from now, you know, is Terapagos from Stellar Crown still going to be relevant, or is, you know, maybe you trade your Terapagos PSA 10 and some couple other things towards a Poncho Pikachu. You know, what are people going to want? Like these promos as well. I think there's even there's an Eevee black and white era Pokemon Center promo with all the Eevees in it. Super cool promo. I looked at that one, thought about getting that. So I'll go to the second page here. You know, I mean, the opportunities are endless with things that you can get. I mean, you can see the prices are crazy right now. $283 for this one on July. Look at that. So that's pretty crazy to see. That's an older sale right there. February. This says July, does it not? JUL 31st. This says January. I don't know why we had a random July sale mixed in there. But you could see that card was like 200 something. And what is it now? Like 400 or 500? So that just shows you the price shift. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to say like, you know, why? I just don't understand why you're trying to buy these cards. They've gone up thousands. The smart thing would probably be to do is, if I did want to buy some cards like this, you know, ponchos, is to offload my product, try to sell it, you know, for cash or on eBay, but then you're getting cracked with the 13% fee. Hold that money, wait for the market to take a downturn, and then buy. But the question is, how much are ponchos and things like that really going to come down? Are they going to come down, you know, $2,000? Possibly. It's possible. It depends on, you know, how much Pokemon really cools off, I guess. I guess it's just hard to see something dropping so much in price, but I guess, you know, it has gone up in price pretty quick, so I guess maybe it goes down, or maybe it holds to a certain point that, you know, it's not going to get that low again, especially with rare older things. So I don't know, it's just tough to see. You know, poncho boxes are getting more and more rare. You know, you see more and more of them cracked open. Of course, you see all the fakes as well. But let's see, you know, someone bought a set right here for $5,700, so that's pretty cool. For another example too, maybe not even poncho cards. Let's say you like Gold Star cards. You want to get into Gold Star cards a little bit. You know, you could start picking up some pretty expensive Gold Star cards. And why is this Charizard $11,000? PSA 10. Yeah, I have no idea why that Charizard's 10 grand, but it is. But I think if I pick up anything poncho as of right now, it might be this promo right here, and I might see if I can scoop a good deal on it. I don't know, I've always looked at the poncho cards and thought, wow, these are really cool. So I think it might be time to start adding some of those into my personal collection. I will be hitting up a Collecticon here soon, and I know I'm kind of just blabbing on about this, but honestly, give me your guys' feedback. You know, what do you think about this? Do you think rotating some of your more modern slabs into some vintage, I guess you could call ponchos semi-vintage, whatever you want to call them, you know, do you think it's a good idea or not? Let me know why. And you know, I'm not obviously talking about liquidating my entire collection of modern cards. I'm talking about things I have duplicates of, maybe things I don't enjoy as much. So, like, you know, I'm talking about the Umbreon. I have a duplicate. I pulled 3 Moonbreons. Not to brag, but I did. I pulled 3. So, why not take that money and put it into something else? Why not, you know, another 2 cards I just thought about. The Mario and Luigi. You know, obviously those are a little bit more pricey. But, you know, if you traded a lot towards them, you get something like that, you know. How many of those realistically are out there? I don't know. I didn't check the pop reports, but you know, obviously those are more rare than an Umbreon VMAX, but obviously they're more expensive too. But you kind of see my point. I'm kind of starting to look to the point where I want to collect more rare things. And yeah, maybe this card right here, maybe this isn't super rare. I don't know. I haven't checked the pop, but I still think it's really cool. But yeah, I'm just rambling on. I want to get promo cards. I want to rotate some of my stuff out of modern into more vintage stuff, semi-vintage, maybe black and white era as well. But yeah, again, let me know your opinions down below. That's going to be all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, anything helps, and I'll see you on the next one.